Welcome to the Vixens Secret Handbook series. Book 1, Adventure Vixen. Welcome, Sisters of the Light. This Vixen guidebook has powers as yet unknown to you. It is invaluable in the success of being a vixen. Use it wisely and guard its secrets with your life. Preface. The information contained within these pages is for the eyes of vixens only. We cannot give away the secrets of the vixens, so be alert and guard these words with care, sisters. Read on and take delight in the awakening of your own inner vixen. Draw her into the light. Have fun, be playful and light-hearted. Share around the delights of your mystical vixen love. But do not share the most sacred of all, the Vixens Secret Handbook. Shush. Don't even utter the words aloud as yet. Make sure that you're alone first. Read on, dear sisters and willing purveyors of the path of Vixendom, as your lives will be changed forever, if you dare. Chapter 1. Helloo, Singledom. Damn it! What the hell am I doing back here? In total disgust, I shake my head in disbelief at the unexpected situation that I find myself dropped into. Another breakup to deal with, this time caused by the infidelity of a guy I was so sure that I could trust completely. How could I let this happen again? Wasn't I watching out for telltale signs? Was I too complacent with my pair of rose-coloured glasses? The enormity of the emotional turmoil, total upheaval, and an apparent lonely path into the future looms darkly in front of me. Oh, for God's sake. I wipe my tear-stained face in frustration. If anyone was nearby right now, I'd ask them to slap some sense into me. How will I tackle being single this time around, I wonder? What's the best way to survive and thrive after the unexpected demise of a relationship? Should I wallow in self-pity, miserably stuffing my face with chocolate bars in an unattractive food-stained pyjamas with several empty wine bottles on the floor? Or crying myself into an alcohol-addled sleep with melted chocolate stuck on my satin sheets? Should I continue to cry, complain, and whine to anyone who will listen? Ugh. Or should I contemplate the unthinkable, the, dare I say, daring or marvellous, forget his stupid-ass name as fast as possible, kick the dust off of my wedges and move on to living life to the fullest? These questions reverberate around my brain once I come to after having received the shocking, sudden news. I've unexpectedly been thrust back into singledom again. This is so not where I expected to be at this stage of my life. My heart quakes in fear of the unknown. In hindsight, I don't understand how I was caught so unaware. I mean, change is the only certainty in life, along with the old cliche of death and taxes. But I'm now a single woman past 40. What the hell? My rational mind knows that age is only the amount of years that I've been on the planet in this life. Nothing to freak out about at all. It's not a disease like anti-age cures in magazines and advertising everywhere would try and lead us to believe. Of course, a few kilos less on the scale would make me happier. Okay. I could lose close to 15 kilos, but hey, nobody's perfect. Why is it that I can easily put on 4 kilos in a week-long holiday, and yet working it off takes me at least 4 months of sweating in the gym? A few years ago, this wouldn't have been a problem at all. Ugh, I could carry on picking faults with myself until the cows come home. But what's the point in berating myself further? There's no real reason to complain. I've been doing pretty darn well for myself for over 40 years. In the mirror, I can see my hazel eyes steadily regaining more of their normal twinkle. Almost the same pretty face that I'm fortunate enough to have been born with stares back at me. There are faint laughter lines around my eyes, but no other big differences. I dare my reflection to contradict me. Luckily, I still look much younger than my age. This fact is going to help a lot in my quest for change and adventure. Oh, hang on. That wasn't even what my original question was in the slightest. My question was, how do I best survive and then thrive after a relationship bust up? I want to leave the past behind me, where it belongs. My goal is to waste no time in regretting what was, but to instead live in this moment now. To enjoy each new moment of my life. I want to move forward as fast as I can this time. My life needs to be filled with new experiences, exuberance, laughter. How do I do this? I close my eyes and relax, breathing deeply, mentally throwing my question out to the universe. Slipping into a meditative state, I wait for an answer from within. Minutes tick by. Finally, from the depths of my memories, it resurfaces. I suddenly remember. The book! A few years ago, I had a strange encounter with this mysterious woman at a psychic fair where I was shopping for some goddess cards. Approaching me from behind, she grabbed my hand and spun me around to face her before I could even register what was happening. Her dark eyes locked into mine, looking into my soul in an unsettling way. She nodded her head at me. Her large gold hoops on her ears were bobbing wildly beneath dark curls. "It's you! I knew it was. I felt you coming closer this past week, and now here you are." Bewildered, I stared back. I was speechless. I didn't know how to respond to this bizarre declaration from a complete stranger. Laughing delightedly at my expression, she motioned for me to wait. I wasn't sure I could move my limbs even if I wanted to. What did she mean? Who was she? For that matter, who did she think that I was? That's as far as my mind got before she reappeared in front of me, clutching what seemed to be a cruddy old second-hand book. Pressing it into my hands, she clutched both the book and my hands lightly for a moment. I peered past her long red fingernails to the book pressed between my palms, trying to see what it was that this weird woman wanted me to have. The book started to emit a soft golden glow and grew warmer in my hands. Shocked, I almost dropped it. Glancing back at her face, I saw it softened from an intense, probing expression to a satisfied grin. "I knew it! I knew it was yours!" she crowed excitedly as she pulled me closer and lowered her voice. "I know this is completely unexpected, but this book has been waiting for you. It has been handed down from generation to generation for many years, and now it's yours. The signs never lie. I knew its new owner would appear today to claim it and lead the new generation of Vixens to the light." A quick glance around told me that the friends I came with were nowhere in sight, and no one else seemed to notice this bizarre event unfolding beneath their noses. What was she talking about? I played along anyway with this strange woman. My curiosity was too strong and I had to find out more. "What is this book? Did I really see it glow? And how do you know that I'm its owner?" Her breath tickled my ear as she leaned closer. "This is the Vixens Secret Handbook, and it possesses many powers, my dear. In the right hands, this book can be used to lead women from darkness to light. You will know when to use it, but be careful how you use its power." Intrigued, I strained to catch her words against the intrusive background noise of the fair. Speaking quickly, she explained the uses, dangers, and consequences of using the book. She even confirmed that I did indeed see a glow emanate from the book. She explained the book's origins were hundreds of years earlier and the enchantment that still enables the book to glow in approval or warning. It transforms itself as each generation of Vixen ownership changes. She was certain that it now belonged to me. Just as she issued a final warning to me, stressing the importance of my position and the book's power, music blared loudly over the speakers, startling me. I looked around distracted for a moment. When I looked back again, the woman had vanished. Confused, I searched the crowd, but I could see no sign of her. Did that really even happen? I looked down at my hands, almost expecting them to be empty. But to my surprise, my fingers were clenched around a small, tatty, leather-bound book. I've completely forgotten about this amazing book since then, due to the fact that I was in a long, committed relationship. But the book might, however, be the answer to my prayers now. When long-term relationships end, we experience a mourning period. Lost future dreams hit us hard as they sail out the window, never to be realised. The gaping black empty hole of tomorrow appears to be the only thing left. No new dreams to look forward to yet. We might have been neglected, cheated on, or deceived. Perhaps we just fell out of love. These things can make us crazy, filling us with red-hot rage one moment or transforming us into a sobbing emotional wreck the next. I spent so much time creating future celebrations in my mind, birthdays, Christmases, and holidays. Being half of the perfect couple who appeared to be deliriously in love, I was the envy of others. That's what's most upsetting to me, the lost illusion of that rosy future. Maybe it was just a total fantasy dreamed up in my head, like Cinderella who gets her prince and lives happily ever after. Was I being honest with myself? Or was I torturing myself with these delusional visions that would never materialise? Would these imagined events have ever even happened if I was still with my ex? The definition of madness is to keep expecting different results from the same action. So I need to change something or end up crazy. I hold on to hope. I've been thrust into singledom before. As the time passes, the power and strength of my pain will diminish. At the beginning of a new single life, it's normal to think that thriving ever again is impossible. Even just surviving the breakup is damn hard to be optimistic about, except perhaps the vision I picture in my head of smashing a fist into the face of my ex. Beware any well-intentioned person who ever dares to suggest that I should start dating others too early after a bust-up. Oh, the inclination to launch at them with a wild scream and scratch their eyes out is hard to resist. While they gaze at their injuries in bewilderment and disbelief, I'll just reassure them. Oh, don't worry. Time heals all wounds. I'm sure you'll be fine. Oops. Too strong a reaction? Well, you get my drift, though. Oh, I thought of one even worse. Like hideously insensitive even. How about, don't worry, dear. You'll find someone else. Tactlessly suggested by some patronising nitwit who thinks in her own deluded way that she's helping me by voicing this insensitive sentence. Oh, such platitudes drive me to drink. Some people I know sit in the safe, gilded cage of a convenient marriage that wouldn't make financial sense to jeopardise. The best I can do when they try to sympathise is to count to 10 backwards and walk away, lest I be inclined to smash my fist into their inconsiderate thick skull. Oh, lucky for me, I've always got my girlfriends to remind me of my awesomeness. Thank God for friends who will answer their phones when I call at 2 a.m, drunk and teary because I missed that stupid asshole. They remind me of the reason that I'm single and help me to maintain my sanity. As I see it, I can choose to hold on to my negative emotions and the pain caused by this life event within forever, dwell on the past and on what might have been. Or I could choose to let these emotions go and be free to move forward to new adventures. I imagine the relief gained from pessimistic thoughts and past dramas dissolving into nothingness. Ahead of me, I see the shining bright light of all the things possible and attainable now. Immediately, my body and spirit feel lighter, sort of uplifted and joyous as the weight of the heavy energy in my soul dissolves. I'll choose option number 2, please. I don't think this will be easy though. Nothing is at first. And I won't revisit my breakup day ever again in my head. Once in real life is quite enough, thank you. So, on to a new journey and positive thoughts. Seated in comfort, I continue to meditate. Hours pass. Focusing on regaining my joy, my inner peace, I move forward from the past. I try to stay conscious and present in each moment, to not be dragged back into the fading quicksand of negative shit. This path is not for the faint-hearted, but the rewards are great. Staying conscious in each moment can be difficult at first, but it becomes easier with time. I banish from my mind any unwanted, obstructive thoughts, and I focus on the wonder that will become my new life, with the help of the book. I want to bloom in a different way and find a new direction and excitement. Grow gratitude for the abundance surrounding me daily, instead of becoming blind to new wonders by being stuck in the past or reliving past sorrows and refusing to bloom. But wait, I hear you exclaim. You were going to tell us about Vixens. When are you getting to that? All right, fair call. I'm almost at that point. Be patient, O eager ones. Once freed of all the previous burdens, you can sprint forward as fast as possible towards a new life and the merriment of becoming a vixen. I must admit, the mental transformation will take some effort, but nothing worthwhile in life is easy. Oh, I feel a lot calmer after meditating. My heavy heart has lifted, thank God. I reach for my goddess cards to confirm what I feel and ask for a card to jump from the pack as I shuffle. It only takes a few seconds before my request is granted. Arleia flies from the deck, flipping face up on the floor. As I pick up the card to read it, I give thanks with a grin. Arleia, blossoming. You are just getting started, so have patience with yourself and the process, and do not give up. You are like a flower bud who is ripe and ready to open and grow. Don't try to rush this process, as it's part of your beautiful path. Enjoy learning new knowledge and skills. Take your time to gather new ideas. Soon enough, you'll get the unmistakable signal that it's time to put your learning into action. Have patience and keep the faith. Well, the universe can't be much clearer than that, hey? Reassured by the cards, I feel a rush of excitement at my new life path. Hence, the transformation into a new life, new adventures, and the fun and frolicking of Vixendom. You still want to find out what the hell Vixendom is, don't you? Well, come with me on a journey of wonder and discovery, and I shall tell you. First, let me just check and see what the dictionary says about the word vixen. Vixen. Noun, a female fox, a fierce or spiteful woman. No, that will not do. I believe I'll need to replace that poor description above with a much better version of my own, more befitting of a vixen. Vixen, noun, a fierce and passionate woman, intense and strong, relentless in the pursuit of her goals. A playful and powerful being, possessing the ability to drive any man worthy of her attention wild with her mystical powers. Oh yeah, this is a kick-ass description. Hey, maybe I need to contact Wikipedia or Encyclopedia Britannica. There is definite need to amend this definition. Just imagine what any man would say when confronted by a lovely vixen, lazing languidly on her luxurious lounge, luring him into her lair. How could he resist? Well, I think I'd like to find out. So, in the spirit of research for all women, I am going to embark on the mysterious and adventuresome journey of Vixendom. Here I go. Ladder in position, I reach up into the far recesses of my closet, blindly feeling for what I know is still there, hidden until the right moment in time arrives to emerge and be rediscovered. My fingers at last feel the tattered edge of the small leather-bound book. I smile in satisfaction. The book seems to have a life of its own and emits a bright glow as my hand grasps it firmly. Blowing off the dust, I see the front inscription sparkle and shimmer invitingly as I stroke my finger across the title. The mystical book shivers and springs open at my touch, long hidden and unused. I feel it move excitedly against my fingers, willing me to read it. There is no turning back now. The Vixens Secret Handbook, Vixen Coven Commandments. Everyone's time is valuable, so do not waste a moment on anything or anyone unworthy of receiving the wondrous gift of a vixen's precious time and attention. At all times, vixens remain respectful, kind, and mindful of others' feelings. Vixens are not rude to unwanted marks, either online or in person. Even if you are horrified or revolted at what you hear or see, remain outwardly calm and extract yourself from the situation with grace and kindness. For it costs nothing to be kind to others, and this is the vixen's way. When in play mode, ensure each mark chosen meets one of the major unsuitability points previously determined by each vixen. This is to prevent a vixen's heart from being affected negatively, and to help her to stay conscious of the fact that she is currently in vixen play mode, not marriage mode. Thou shalt not knowingly play with or ensnare any man who is married or in a monogamous relationship. Such underhanded behaviour is beneath the vixen. Failure to adhere to this rule will result in more headaches, heartaches and issues than it's worth, so stay vigilant on your dates. Never covet or play with another vixen's established mark. Vixens are not in competition with each other, rather a supportive sisterhood taking a break from the roller coaster of emotions that traditional relationships can be. There are many more potential marks available than there are vixens, so if you come to realise another vixen has already ensnared a mark, step down. Know ye well the Vixens Secret Handbook. Yes, it will enable you to protect your heart for a while and indulge in light-hearted play and adventure, but there will come a time when these lessons and dates will serve you well. When the vixen life no longer suits your needs, do not be afraid of this revelation. Instead, recognise this change within and see if your inner light is strong enough to withstand the search for true love and connection that we all yearn for at some stage of our lives. Be prepared, O vixens, that this living book will morph as needed, so constant consultation of its pages is recommended, even if you transition into hunting a love match.